For the next 31 days, I'll be making a brand new Minecraft build every single day. We've got an amazing prompt list with a ton of exciting and challenging builds. And to make things even more challenging, I'm going to be using the Create mod to pull off some awesome building tricks in each build. Before we get started with day one, I just want to give a quick shout out to Elegant Elephant for coming up with the idea and putting together this prompt list. She's an amazing builder, so go subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop on in to day one, Starter House. So all we do is we just start off with our basic foundation. I decided to make this foundation out of the new Blackstone cobblestone as well as weathered limestone from Create. And if you're really paying attention, you'll notice that I should not be able to do this. So I'm actually super excited for this series because I was able to find a mod that backports all of the 1.17 blocks and items into 1.16. So not only do you get to play with Create, we get to play with all of the 1.617 of items and blocks. So we should be able to make some really cool stuff in this series, and I'm really excited to start playing around with it. So you'll see all we do is we lay our foundation and start laying up some walls using the new calcite block from Minecraft, as well as just some beams to kind of put it together. And then we kind of build up our roof using the new black stone tiles, which honestly the best roof texture I have seen in Minecraft, modded or otherwise. It's absolutely wonderful. It's something that we've needed in the game for quite a long time. So we just build up our little roof, looking pretty nice. Something I want to mention is that I will actually be streaming a few times a week, me actually building these daily builds, because I gotta sit down for a few hours anyway, may as well share some of it with you guys. So if you're interested in kind of hopping on one of those streams and watching me build, definitely hit the subscribe button. And at the end of the month, I will be doing a mega live stream that'll either be 8 or 16 hours long, where I will be completing the last build, as well as going over a bunch of your guys' builds. So if you're interested in being featured on the channel, or you want me to check out your build, post it on Twitter with hashtag BlocktoberMC, and I'll be sure to check it out. So you can see we built a little staircase area out front, and then we kind of come around and start building our windows. So we start with this window up top, started with like a little side building, and then I kind of messed around with the windows in the front for a while. They actually go through quite a few changes before I find something I'm happy with. I end up going with a dark oak and the dark oak glass panes from Create, because I think it looks pretty nice. The ones up top, the really big ones though, I leave being that kind of like checkerboard pattern, because I think that looks really nice when you have that kind of bigger window, whereas the smaller ones, I think it looks really cool. So there you can see I'm replacing it with the glass panes, or glass windows from Create, the dark oak version. So then I'm just kind of lighting up the build, putting in some more windows, putting in some more lights, put in a window on the side of the kind of little part of the house. Not really sure what to call it. But now what I do is I build a little chimney, and you might notice something, that it actually is going to start smoking a lot sooner than you might expect. So you'll see right now, it'll just start smoking. So we'll go over that in just a minute about how I actually made that happen. So as we kind of swing around the building, just kind of showing you guys some beauty shots of the outside. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then we'll head inside and I'll show you guys all the work I did in there. Now, you might not think this is too much of a starter house, but you know, it did kind of scale up a little bit as I was building, but I ended up being pretty happy with it. So here we are, swinging around inside. Home sweet home. So inside is where you'll really see not too much of a starter house necessarily, but I think the scale's there and I'm really happy with the outcome, so I think we'll we'll call it a pass for starter home. Maybe tomorrow I'll have to spend a little more time, make sure I get the prompt right. So upstairs we got a little kitchen, downstairs we got chests, and then all the way upstairs we have our bedroom. So here is the finished house. I am honestly really happy with how this turned out. So up here we're in the bedroom, we got our little bed, ender chest, little storage chest. Look at our nice window. And now up here is the first of our 2 crate contraptions in this build, where we actually have our little closet displaying our armor. So all we're doing here is we've got a creative motor, some vertical gearboxes, a turntable, and then our armor stands. And all it's doing is it's basically just kind of spinning our armor stands around and displaying them really nicely. I could definitely see really upscaling this if I had like a giant base and I wanted to display all my armor. Just really happy with how it turns out, and it looks really, really nice. So then we can head downstairs, and here's where we got like our big TV and our storage space downstairs. And then over here in our like little kitchen area is where we actually have our little kitchen sink. I'm really happy with this. I think the basin works as such a good little sink block because you can actually put some dirty dishes in it. Then we got a sponge off to the side so you can actually wash up your dishes. Looks really, really nice. So then I'm gonna kind of go up here and I will show you guys how we got the chimney to actually smoke without having a campfire at the top. Now the way we did this is really tricky. Basically the whole chimney is a minecart contraption. So what we actually did is we hooked up a minecart contraption with some linear chassis going to campfires and then all the way up through the chimney. So essentially our whole chimney assembly is a minecart contraption. So if we come outside, we can actually see that where we have our minecart contraption chimney. You'll actually see that like the shadows don't quite work out perfectly. Like they're really nice, but they're not quite perfect because it's actually all just a contraption. I think it looks super, super nice, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this was Blocktober Day 1 Starter House. There's a lot more of this series to come. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye.